Well, Israel has said it will allow a limited amount of food into Gaza through existing channels until a new mechanism is put in place. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says only a basic quantity of food will be permitted. Israel's total blockade of the Strip has prevented food, fuel, shelter and medicine entering since March. Let's take this on now with Olga, who's the spokesperson of the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs. Joins us live now from Deir al-Balah. Olga, good to have you with us. We appreciate it. You're right there in the heart of it. After 10 weeks of blockade, the situation is very, very grave right across Gaza. And now Israel says it will allow a basic amount of food to enter to ensure that, quote, no starvation crisis develops. You're right there in the midst of it all. Aren't we far beyond crisis point already?
Thanks, Nick, for having me and raising this issue. Absolutely. The 10 weeks of a complete sealing of the crossing points for the entry of any aid has had an absolutely catastrophic effect on the already devastated population that has obviously been living through months and months of this war. And I'm sure you can hear the explosions around me and these operations that have intensified even more just in the past 4 days. And we have indeed been approached by the Israeli authorities to resume a limited delivery of aid into Gaza. And we're now in discussions to see how this will actually take place given the situation on the ground and given these operations that are taking place.
Benjamin Netanyahu says that Israel will control all of Gaza and Hamas will not be allowed to access aid. How practical is his desire to see this happen?
So obviously we have stated time and time again that we have mechanisms for our system that help mitigate diversion, that help ensure that aid goes to the people in need. And of course we can speak on the aid that we coordinate and we manage. During the ceasefire, we showed just how quickly and effectively we can implement these systems and ensure that the aid goes to the people wherever they are.
So in the first instance, it seems as if Israel does intend for the distribution of food to go through the UN agencies and the agencies that are there on the ground.
So, of course, because the situation continues to develop, we reiterate how important it is to ensure that it does resume. And we will continue speaking to them and, of course, appealing to the international community to ensure that the crossings are reopened for adequate entry of aid. I mean, the needs here are absolutely enormous, and the amount of aid that needs to enter to actually address the needs is huge.
The Israeli Prime Minister seems to be at pains to say that it will only be a small amount of food, but I suppose that even a small amount of food will save lives. So the calculation must be that this is better than nothing, I guess.
The urgency is there, and again, we welcome this development. But again, the position remains the same: is that our delivery of aid has to be done in a principled way, and it has to reach the people in need. And because of this, we continue to emphasize the fact that not just aid in sufficient quantities must enter, but also the commercial sector has to restart, and people have to be enabled to actually rebuild their lives in a meaningful and a sustainable way.
Indeed, there's an urgent need. Olga, appreciate that. That's Olga Cherevko, who's spokesperson of OCHA. Thank you.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.